Okay, got a brisket, cheap one at Walmart for $2.96 a pound, right? That's cheap nowadays. That used to be high last year. Now it's expensive. But anyway, I'm gonna separate these two and I'm gonna use to cook two different meals out of it. And this is how you separate it. You have what you call the flat, which is this right here. And then you have what you call the point, which is this right here. And you're gonna separate these two. Two different kinds of piece of meat. Point's got more fat in it, and the flat has less fat in it. A little bit more lean, a little bit more fat. Right on. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start cutting out the big marbling fat, you know, it won't render, so you gotta get rid of this stuff, right? So let's cut that out. Let's get rid of all this excess. And now you can take this and make sausage out of it. You know, some people cut off like this right here because of the coloration. I do sometimes if it's really bad. If it's not too bad, I don't, because I use that to make sausage. Right on. See here, got this big chunk of marble fat here. And that ain't, like I said, that's not gonna render, so I'm gonna cut that out. And be very careful. You need a sharp knife, but be very, very careful. I have cut myself before once in all the years I've been doing this. I cut myself right in the thumb, got 6 stitches, jabbed it right in there. So be very, very careful. You know, you don't ever want to pull the knife toward yourself. Sometimes you kind of do, but you got to be real careful, guys. Once you kind of find that spot where that big chunk of fat is, you're going to take your knife and kind of go down that chunk of fat is what you're doing, because that's the point, and the flat, that's what separates. There's two muscles, and that's what separates it. If you can see right here, turn it to where y'all can see. If you can see right here, I'm shaving right down it, and I'm catching it right as I'm going down. Probably need to go a little bit deeper. You know, I don't always get it perfect, but I do my best. And I know there's people out there, good cuers, that probably want to learn how to do this, so that's why I'm making this video for them. And see, as you cut down, see, it'll come off, and look at it. There's your flat right there. That's your leaner piece of meat. This is your fat. I mean your flat. Your leaner piece of meat. Now we got to trim this side of it up, but this is the flat. This is the point. You see what I'm saying? See how there's more fat? Now we got to trim this up too. We'll do that right now. Start with the point, which is the fattier side, remember? See, like this big marbling right here, that's just no good. But again, you can make candles out of this, and you can also make sausage out of it. But it will not render when you're cooking it, so you don't really want to keep it on there. There's a big chunk of it right here, as you can see. And this is what you get with a packer brisket. You're gonna get stuff like that. And you're gonna catch a little bit of meat coming off it, but that's all right, man. Again, I'm gonna take that leftover and I'm gonna make sausage out of that, and I'll show you guys. One of these days I'll make sausage for all y'all to see. And you're gonna just keep trimming that, because again, most of this fat right here is no bueno, you know? You're gonna just want to take off this little cap piece right there. You know, you don't want to eliminate your fat completely, and you can leave more fat than you want. You know, you can keep less, keep more, but like this fat right here, this kind of just gets sticky. You know, it's that silver skin they call it. And again, it makes good sausage, but it really doesn't do good if you're kind of cooking this like this. So, you know, a lot of times I'll take it off again, because I'm gonna make sausage. I'm not wasting anything. I'm not wasting any meat here. So basically, that guy's right there is the point. This is the fatty meat. It's got a bunch of fat that's incorporated in it. And this meat here needs to be really cooked a long time and slow, so it will render and get tender. Render and get tender. We're getting diggy with it. At the point, right? So now we're gonna do the flat. Now on the flat right here, as you can see, there's a big old chunk of that, what I call marbling fat. So people might call it something else, but if you've been following me any, you'll notice that I tend to make up names for for things I cook and call and everything else. It's kind of my thing. My wife says I'm an Archie Bunker guy. You know, not the racist part, but I'm always making up names because I don't know why. It's just something I've always done. So anyway, so again, we're just gonna take off, you know, that fat that really doesn't do us any good, because we're not gonna barbecue this anyway. I'm not barbecuing this. I'm gonna make something else out of it. If I wanted to, I could take this flat right here and I could make pastrami out of it. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do that are really neat with this stuff. And I will do that. I'll have a video here coming soon, and I'm gonna make pastrami for you guys. And y'all can watch that video. You know, a lot of people out there, you know, they cook and everything, and you always hear about, you know, this and that. Well, you know what, and I don't mean any offense to anybody, but opening up cans and putting canned food together, I mean, it's cooking, but it's not really an art. It's just you're kind of just throwing crap together and seeing what sticks. What I pride myself in is that I cook, man. You know what I mean? Like I break it down. I make my own tortillas, flour or corn, you know. I make my own taco meat, my own seasonings, my own, and you know, I do use you know, like Tony's and Texas Cajun two-step. Just found it. I'm really pleased with it, so I like using it. You know, so I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that I do everything, but you know, like talking about making this pastrami. I mean, guys, that pastrami right now is like 20 bucks a pound, guys. 20 bucks a pound. I mean, I can make it, and by the time I get through cooking it myself, not counting my time that goes into it, it won't cost me but maybe 8 bucks a pound. That's a big savings in money, guys, you know? I mean, you know what I'm saying, Han? So, and I got a little bit, see right there, that's that connecting tissue. You don't want that. But again, that's gonna make good sausage. I'm just gonna kind of pick this off here a little bit. Sometimes you gotta get your hand under it to get that thin slice. That's a little tip to keep you from cutting yourself. Get your hand under it. But make sure, guys, make sure you got a sharp knife. I know you think, God dang, sharp knife, I can cut myself. But if you have a dull knife, the dull knife will tend to get you cut more than a sharp knife. Seriously, way more. So, you know, and you trim this thing up how you want to. I'm going to the extreme because I may make pastrami out of this flat. I may make taco meat out of this flat. I don't know. So, guys, this is how you trim and separate a brisket. You got your flat, you got your point. Like I said, it was a cheap piece of Packer meat from Walmart. And I've also got plenty of, to make my sausage, plenty of fat that I'm not throwing away. I'm gonna use everything. But this is how you do it. This is how you separate. This is how you trim it. And this will be 2 good meals. Thank you for watching. Right on. Yeah, man.